A beautiful afternoon it is, and I want to welcome you to my Lagos experience on Ifako Radio. At the same time, I say Happy New Month because it is the first in this month of April. Coincidentally, it is also a Good Friday. I hope we are all good in Lagos. I hope the April month is favoring us already. So let's see how we roll together on my Lagos experience this afternoon.
Where the heat is like a second skin.
And should I note that you have a typical African boy here, the mayor of Lagos City, original Lagos person. I am Olanireti Olusegun, welcoming you on this beautiful sunny afternoon, which double as a Good Friday. And today, by the special grace of God, I want to believe you are going to enjoy the program.
Before fathers are calling me, I'm never tired, never weakened. The pride in me is bursting loose, an African.
Despite all the hustling and bustling in Lagos, yes, we are never tired, and that is why we are in Lagos. That is why we call ourselves Lagosians. And we are sounding from here, Ifako Radio, situated in Ifako, Jaya, Lagos, Nigeria, and it is from here to the world.
On the farm, my father called me down behind the tree. He said, prostrate at my feet.
Yes, I said it's a sunny afternoon, and just like a beautiful Nubia rightly noted now that he comes from a nation where the sun is the second skin, and that will not be a portion. Yes, a harsh weather, but it is one of those things that makes us in Nigeria, Africa, and Lagos in particular. I am not here in the studio alone. The program is produced by Olanireti Ololade, and I also have in the studio here ID. Shodia Idowu Olamide.
In my journey through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different people's ways. I was born.
ID, pardon me, I think I misplaced the last name, and I hope I am pardoned.
Where the heat is like a second skin.
You know how we do it on Lagos Experience, my Lagos Experience. We talk about Lagos, the happening in Lagos, the activities in Lagos. How Lagos is treating you as Lagos been fair to you. Are you a Lagosian? Do you have your comments, your complaint, your reservation, or you have a view you want to hear from here to the world? We have our doors open, and this is Ifako Radio. Ifako Radio, once again, the program is my Lagos Experience. You can be part of the program on Facebook. It is Ifako Radio. If you haven't followed, tell another person that just go and do that right now. It costs you nothing. Ifako Radio on Facebook, on Instagram, Ifako_radio, on X, formerly Twitter, on YouTube, on WhatsApp channel, on the TikTok, also Ifako Radio.
Father called me down behind the tree. He said, prostrate at my feet and say a few prayers. Then he told me all the stories of my brave ancestors. Said, look into my eyes, son.
If we continue to tell the stories of our ancestors in Lagos too, we will not stop. We will not stop. From one governor to another, from one founding father to another. Those who have paid the dues of the establishment of Lagos, from Eko to Lagos, and what we have here. And should I also note again that Lagos is the hub of almost everything in Nigeria, the center of excellence, where it is happening. And that is why we are proud Lagosians. Omo Eko Gongon. If you observe, we are not playing a traditional song on this program today because it is Good Friday. We want to go solemn. We want to go traditional. We want to go with that sober reflection. It is a Good Friday, and the Christians will tell you it is a day that Christ himself is paying the dues so that you and I may live, and that is why we're enjoying life abundantly. But are we appropriating the life we've been given, that grace? Are we justifying it? Are we really living the life that is expected of us?
7 times 7, wrinkles 7, married 7 months, 7 lives, that's what I've got from an African boy. Over sea, over land, over mountains and it's wild. I'll be brave and I'll be strong from an African boy.
Yes, oh yes, we are going to be great. By his grace, we are going to be great. And that is why Jesus Christ paid that price for you and I, so that we can be great. So it is expected that as a Lagosian, resident in Lagos, you must not settle for less, because Tobago, you are on your own, and you just have to strive. You must do everything possible. Some people will even say Lagos is Lagos accommodates every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and it is a place that gives room for flourishment depending on your own enthusiasm, your own determination, the zeal you have in you. And if we also look at it, the Lagos state government, they are doing wonderfully well. Just like the local government, Ifako, Jokoro, are also doing very well. We are proud to say that. If you look to the left, and we have Agege and Orilia Ege, we can also say they are proud Lagosians, and they are justifying the appointments or election that has been done unto them by doing what is expected of Lagosians at large. But it is not just about government. What are you also doing as a Lagos resident? You don't have to be a Lagosian. Yes, by birth you can be, and as a reason of your stay in Lagos for quite some numbers of years, you can also be a Lagosian. But nevertheless, what are those things? What are those measures you are putting in place to complement the effort of Lagos state government? That, among other things, are those things are issues we'll be discussing on my Lagos experience. I want us to quickly look at some news in Lagos. Let's look at some news from Lagos. What is happening in Lagos? Some news in Lagos, and I'll be starting with this that says Lagos Task Force nabs 3 more louds for harassing road users. Lagos Task Force nabs 3 more louds for harassing road users. And no shadow of doubt in my mind that you agree with me that there has been recorded cases of louds constituting nuisance in Lagos, harassing road users. But the Lagos State Task Force Monitoring and Enforcement Unit has taken the bull by the horn, initiating action to ensure that these, among other ill acts, are things of the past. So the Lagos State Environment and Special Offences Task Force has arrested 3 suspected hoodlums who prey on owners of broken down vehicles in a continued crackdown on the menace popularly known as Omotaku. The State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, disclosed this on Friday in a post on his official X account, saying the arrests were made on Thursday. That was yesterday. That statement was issued today, earlier today. So the arrest was made yesterday at 2 separate locations. According to him, operatives apprehended suspects at Pan Group bus stop along Ikorodu Road and in the Oneru area on the island, where the hoodlums had been forcibly attacking their victims. And I sincerely want to appreciate the Lagos State Task Force. That is a good one. That is a good one. Lagosians, Nigerians do appreciate that, and we say 3 Bosa to them. Bosa, Bosa, Bosa. You are doing wonderfully well, and that is what is expected of you. God bless you. God bless you. And congratulations to those victims that were also set free by the Lagos State Task Force on this particular assignment, I say congratulations. That is what we call Oriyomi in Lagos, because those guys would have they would have extorted them beyond the necessary. And unfortunately, they are not remitting this in the cover of the government, which is a serious minus factor. That is more reason why the state government need to intensify efforts on these ill acts. And on this one, we say kudos to you. Thank you so much. God bless you. The Commissioner for Environment, you are also sincerely appreciated. As a matter of fact, the Honorable Commissioner Tokumbo Wahab is doing wonderfully well, and he has also reintroduced environmental sanitation that we start this month. So we are to live healthy. We are to live in a clean environment, and healthy living is a wealthy living. That is what the Ministry of Environment, Lagos State, is telling us, and I hope we are going to appropriate all this. Yes, this is a little to the right and a bit to the left. While we just applauded the Lagos State Ministry of Environment, headed by Honorable Tokumbo Wahab, and the Lagos State government at large for being for their consciousness and that needed action taken to ensure that Lagosians are safe and good. We are moving to another story that says Lagos motorist grant under roadworthiness certificate renewal. Lagos motorists grown under roadworthiness certificate renewal, and what is happening there. And this is actually a report by Chijoke Iremeka, who delves in the mounting frustrations, endless delays, and the hidden costs that have come to define the experience of motorists across Lagos State as they struggle to renew their roadworthiness certificates to exercise, an exercise that for many has become less about compliance and more about endurance and exploitation. The word exploitation, I want us to critically look at it. Even as a civil servant, it is not expected that you take advantage of Lagosians when they approach you or your office for anything. It is the grace of God you have gotten, and you are just privileged to occupy whatever seat, and you are not expected to use that as a medium of exploitation. It is not a good thing. That is bad. According to Iremeka in his report, it says for 48-year-old Brian Uche, like many motorists in Lagos, anxiety begins to build weeks before his roadworthiness certificate expires, not from the fear of failing the inspection, but from the ordeal of the process itself. And that is a serious minus factor. This will discourage Lagosians from approaching the necessary authority, the necessary operating department that should be saddled with these responsibilities. Because you know that when you get there, one, they're going to exploit you. Two, they are going to toss you around. Three, they are going to delay you. And time is money, most especially in Lagos. That is not encouraging. And I think the Lagos State government should look into this as a matter of alacrity. Marked by unpredictable fees, rigid assignment, and long exhaustion queues, the system leaves motorists frustrated and uncertain, unsure if they will even receive the certificate they have paid for. That is a serious minus factor that should not be happening in Lagos, and that is negligence of duty. And on the part of civil servants, I think they can do better. The Lagos State government needs to take a quick action and double up on this. Here's another interesting one. Another interesting one. Cash only. Cash only. Inside Lagos Tax Force extortion ring. Cash only inside Lagos Tax Force extortion ring. And we just spoke about extortion now. We just spoke about extortion. When the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, is doing wonderfully well with his deputy KOH, Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. I don't think civil servants, some people even call them evil servants. I'm just saying that is not coming from me. But I think they should know why they must desist from their evil acts, because that is evil when you're doing something that negates the stipulated rules. That means that you are seeing yourself as an authority, and that is against the civil service rules. This task force is established to enforce order and uphold traffic laws. The Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Unit, aka task force, now find itself under growing scrutiny as residents accuse its operatives of widespread abuse of power, fabricated offenses, and systemic extortion. And this report was also put up by Victor Ayene. He says on the morning of October 20, 2025, that's about 5 months ago, a Lagos-based electrical engineer, Moshood Alaje, set out from his home in Pangrove to Abaronje in Ikotun area. And the 43-year-old had planned to take his vehicle for routine maintenance at a mechanic's workshop on Islamic Street off Abaronje Road. He told the reporter of this story that until his encounter with the Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Unit, that is the task force, the stretch had not been regarded as a one-way route, particularly given its proximity to the entrance. I want to quote this man who happened to be the victim here, and I'm talking about Moshood Alaje. He said, "No sooner had I entered the street and parked my car at the mechanic's workshop than some men in a yellow bus followed me. At first, I assumed they were there for vehicle maintenance as well. However, as they approached, they quickly seized my car key, got into the vehicle, drove it to a designated one-way section, and took a photograph of it." Can you hear that? That is quite alarming. That is quite alarming. And I want to see the reactions of Lagosians, most especially Lagos State government too, in these regards, when he was not even caught in the act. One, this man said that road was not regarded or was not properly stipulated or announced, because it is one thing to make a particular road a one-way. It is another thing for it to be publicized. And we need to get this right. It is not just about picking up the offenders or culprits. It is also about sensitizing them, educating them to let them know what they are expected to do and what they should not do. But for Mr. Moshood here, he says he has even gotten to his mechanic workshop when he was approached and they seized the ski. Were they supposed to seize a ski in the first place? Do they have the right? But that they did. And they drove it back to that same road to take pictures. That is illegal, if you ask me. That is an illegal action and it is wrong. I make bold to say that. It is wrong. It is wrong. And going further, Moshood said, "I didn't understand what was happening at the first step because I thought it was a joke." Definitely, he's going to think it was a joke because it doesn't make sense. Or should I say it didn't make sense? Why would the civil servants do that? He wasn't caught in the act. If they were smart enough, let's even assume, yes, it was a one-way route. He was supposed to be caught in the act if they are efficient enough. But they left him. He got to his destination. He was at the mechanic workshop before he was approached, seized his key. You don't have the right, just like I said earlier. He said that he thought it was a joke. I was inside the mechanic's workshop, wondering how people could come into someone's workplace and tow away a car. And that is quite ridiculous. When you walk in that regard, that is ridiculous. It's a demean the operation of the task force. This should not be. We have commended you earlier when we stumbled on a report that you should be applauded for, and we just want to speak the truth to power. Whatever we see, we say it the way it is, and that is what we are doing, reporting the truth of the matter. When they approached me, Moshood goes on. He said, I tried to reason with them, but I soon realized they were deliberately pushing me around. Just within a short time, I noticed my car was no longer there. Alaje recounted. He said when he asked one of them about the whereabouts of his vehicle, he was told that another operative had driven it to Alausa, Ikeja, where the state government secretariat is located. Alaje described the impoundment of vehicles over fabricated traffic offenses as an experience many Lagos residents are familiar with. The task force is a law enforcement agency established to maintain a public order, enforce traffic regulations, and remove environmental nuisances. Yes, nuisances, not exploitation. However, several Lagos residents have accused the unit of high-handedness, extortion, and fabricating traffic offenses. And for Alaje, he said he parted with 100,000 naira. That is quite alarming. Not a good one. The needed commissioner and government should look into this. Yes, I am still here, the mayor of Lagos City. And the program is My Lagos Experience. You can be part of this program by dropping your comments on Facebook, Ifako Radio, on Instagram, Ifako_radio, on TikTok, Ifako Radio, on YouTube, on WhatsApp channel, also Ifako Radio, X, formerly Twitter, Ifako Radio.
Through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different people's ways. I was born where the sun never sets and never rises. I was born where the heat is like a second skin.
Oh Lagos, my Lagos. And this is another one. That is why we say Lagos, 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 my Lagos. Residents blame the block canal as flood overruns the Lagos community. Residents blame blocked canal as flood overruns the Lagos community. And should I tell the Lagos residents that this thing is a little to the right and a bit to the left? And thank God, Honorable Tokumbo is reintroducing environmental sanitation. And we are also expected to dispose our refuse properly, appropriately. We have the LOMA, private sector participants that are coming to each household, each compound, to dispose their refuse. Are you not engaging them? Have you been engaging them? If you are not, then it's high time you should do, because that is even against the law. All these refuse we discharge without wanting to part with financially, the little token that we give all these refuse disposers is making us to have serious headache in the long run. That is why in most cases or most areas we have block canals. Yes, going back to that same report. It says residents blame blocked canal as flood overruns Lagos community. Some residents have been stranded as flood waters have submerged homes and roads in Ijora, Badia, Apapa local government area, Lagos State. And the funniest thing is that Apapa local government area, is it Apapa or Apapa Igom, where we have Alaji Jima Olawale as the council chairman there? And I want to believe he's somebody that is upright and will want to do what is right for the constituents of that local government. So there's this report that was ruled out earlier that no fewer than 5,000 residents were at risk of displacement due to persistent flooding allegedly caused by the ongoing construction of a pharmaceutical company which had blocked a major canal in the community. Wow, wow, wow. Yorubas will say, Nílùú tó lọ́ba, tó ní ìjòyè. In a city, in a community where we have king and chiefs, where we have those that oppose cultural beliefs, moral rules, and obligations. This is quite alarming. The situation, which began in September 2025, reportedly forced some families to abandon their homes. It was reported or observed during a visit that the construction site is located on a large expanse of swampy land covering Badia East and West. The recent flooding following the downpour on Tuesday caused water to spill into homes and streets in the community. The chairman of the Community Development Association in Badia, Raymond Tejujaye, in an interview with the press on Thursday, blamed the situation on the canal being blocked by the mud from the construction site. Okay, the mud from the construction site. He warned that the floodwaters now pose additional risks to residents, and that is why we are calling on appropriate authority to do what is needful as a matter of urgency. The chairman said, the community chairman said the canal is being blocked by mud. I'm quoting him now. So there is no way for water to flow. The whole area is flooded. In the Okere community, the canal has overflowed its banks and the water has spread to every part of the area. He said nobody can go in or come out unless they want to take a risk. There could be dangerous animals like reptiles in the water that can harm people. This is a serious concern, a serious concern. A serious concern indeed. So from Ifako Radio here, we are calling on the state government, especially those in charge of ecological farms, that they need to urgently intervene, particularly to render necessary support for these residents that have been displaced, and on the part of the necessary ministry too. I think they know what they need to do. So they need to swing into action as a matter of urgency. Lives must be saved. We cannot allow this to continue in a city, in a town that is a mega. So we should not put the lives of so many people at risk. The program is still my Lagos experience, and I am the mayor of Lagos City, Olanireti Olusegun. I think the Lagos State Commissioner of Environment and Water Resources, Honorable Tokunbo Wahabi, is actually doing wonderfully well. He's doing wonderfully well, and I want to believe there is no sentiment in his acts hitherto. This story or report says Lagos shuts another bank branch over environmental pollution. When there is pollution, if you are an offender, you must be dealt with, no matter who you are, without minding who sources goes. And that is what we're talking about here. My Lagos, your Lagos, our Lagos. So Lagos shuts another bank branch over environmental pollution. The Lagos State government on Thursday, that was yesterday, announced that it had sealed another building belonging to Access Bank over allegations of environmental pollution.
Noise, the land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low.
Yes, it was gathered that the affected branch is located on the Land Bridge Avenue, Oniru, Victoria Island. The development comes less than 24 hours after another branch of the bank in Victoria Island was threatened with closure over environmental violations and alleged attack on enforcement officers. That is even a serious offense. That is even a serious offense. And why Access Bank? Access Bank. Why you the first and the second time? It is even a bad thing to threaten government officials. It is not a good thing to assault them. If you have any issue, it is expected that you approach their office and you talk to the constituted authority, not assaulting them.
In my journey through the world,
the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Honorable Tokunbo Wahab, disclosed this in a post shared on his Verify X handle on Thursday. And I think Honorable Tokunbo Wahab is social media compliant. He's always there on his X handle. You always see him dropping one update or the other. And that is what is expected when you have a youthful, a responsive, and a responsible man in position of authority.
children crying on the streets.
Yes. We're talking about Honorable Tokunbo Wahab. He said another Access Bank branch sealed following a tip from a whistleblower. The Lagos State Wastewater Management Office, in a joint enforcement operation on Wednesday night, sealed another branch of Access Bank at Landbridge Avenue, Oniru, Victoria Island, after confirming that it was indiscriminately discharging raw fissure matter into drainage channel, causing a foul smell and environmental degradation in defiance of state environmental laws. So can we say that particular branch is I don't want to call them defiant, but actually that was what happened.
Then oversee, I see different cultures.
And the commissioner said that the property will be sanctioned in line with prevailing laws. And kudos to this ministry one more time. At the same time, the whistleblower, they tell us at all times, when you see something, you say something. It is expected that you take an action, unless you die in silence. But a lot of people, for the fear of the unknown, will not even initiate action. By so doing, they are arming themselves. But what I know is that when you are a whistleblower, most especially for EFCC, you get something in return. For this environmental whistleblower, has he or she gotten something? Has he been applauded? Has he also been encouraged to continue to do more? But let me tell you, whatever you do, most especially as it concerns the community, is for your own good. So nobody should expect anything in return. You're doing yourself a good thing by taking necessary steps, approaching constituted authority before some nuisance will kill you with pollution and what you can never imagine. Now moving forward to the police, the new Lagos CP6 collaboration pays 53 million to slain officers' families. The new Lagos CP6 collaboration pays 53 million naira to slain officers' families. And that is Police Commissioner Tijani Fatai. He did that yesterday. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police, CP Tijani Fatai, on Thursday, called for stronger collaboration between residents and security agencies to tackle cultism, electoral violence, and all the security challenges that we are having in Lagos State. And I think I also want to join CP Tijani Fatai on this call that yes, together we are stronger, and let's see how we can help all these security agencies to curb all this menace, insecurity, thuggery, hooliganism, cultism, and all forms of electoral violence. We are adding our voice from Ifako Radio here, from here to the world, and I hope Lagosians are genuinely listening.
An African boy.
Yes, the commissioner, CP Fatai, made the call during a security stakeholders meeting held at the Power Hall, Ikeja, as part of activities marking the 2026 National Police Day. The meeting had in attendance members of the Police Community Relations Committee, community and religious leaders, youth groups, and other stakeholders who discussed the strategies to strengthen security across Lagos. Speaking at the event, the CP said that policing requires collective responsibility, stressing that security cannot be left to law enforcement agencies alone. And I think I stated that earlier. When you see something, you say something. Yes, you are not the law, but you report to those that are saddled with apprehending offenders that are enforcing the law. That is the right word. Those that are enforcing the law, you approach them so that you don't fall victim of whatever you may not be able to tell. Yes, it may not be your turn today, but who knows what can happen tomorrow. That is why we need to put an end. That is why you need not to look away. You need to take a bold step. Yes, talking about police, Lagos State Task Force launches anti-crime patrol unit, and we are still talking about what our security agencies are doing. Lagos State Task Force launches anti-crime patrol unit. The Lagos State Task Force has launched a dedicated anti-crime. Check out the word, dedicated. I want to believe they were carefully selected. Dedicated anti-crime patrol unit to tackle criminal activities and environmental violations across the state. And we also want to hold them by the word, dedicated. I know Nigerian police, they are trying, but they can do better. Now we're talking about Lagos State. This is a special task force. We are going to hold them by their words. We are going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and let's see how dedicated they are. So the chairman of the agency, Adetayo Akerele, unveiled the unit on Tuesday at the agency's headquarters in Bolade, Oshodi. According to him, the initiative is aimed at flushing out criminal elements posing security threats to residents and visitors. And in the words of Akerele, Akerele said the unit will operate as a rapid response team with the mandate to arrest and prosecute offenders involving in drug peddling, street urchism, activities of area boys, and also known as Omotaku, raids on criminal hideouts, environmental offenses such as indiscriminate waste disposal, attacks on government officials on duty, quackery, and one chance robbery. Yeah. And I agree with them. If genuinely they are going to do this without any sentiment, without taking kickbacks, because we've seen situations whereby they set up a particular task force, and when they go out, even without task force, we've seen those that should be security operators upholding the rule and law of the land, but you see them in what do we call it? Conspiring with all these so-called allegedly, yes, conspiring with these so-called hoodlums and getting something in return, which is a serious minus factor. But with this, as enumerated or listed here, that they want to deal against drug peddling, street urchism, activities of area boys, and also known as Motaku, raids on criminal hideouts. If they do this genuinely, Lagos will be a more better society. Because if we are going to be sincere with ourselves, we see all these guys harassing people. There's hardly any bus stop or junction you will get to without seeing people that will raise their hands and want to extort you. It doesn't make sense. And if this is happening, we say kudos, 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 and we await the best of result. And we also pray that God help them to discharge. Two people have also been arrested in Lagos or arranged in Lagos over suspected 42 million naira theft. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, this on the part of EFCC now, doing diligence on Wednesday, 2 days ago, arranged two men, Abdullahi Musa and Abdullahi Isa, before Justice Olubunmi Abike Fadipe on the special offences court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, over an alleged 42 million naira fraud. The defendants are standing trial on a 2-count charge bordering on conspiracy and stealing preferred against them by the EFCC. The prosecution counsel MK Bashir told the court that the duo conspired among themselves with others still at large to commit the alleged offences. Bashir said the incident occurred in October 2024. One day for the it's every day for the thief and one day for the owner. It happened 2024 and this is 2026. They are standing trial. When the defendants, he said, fraudulently obtained the sum from the nominal complaint, Ismail Rabiu, they were also accused of dishonestly converting 42 million naira said to belong to the victim to their personal use. It is good for them if the hand of the law has caught up with them. God bless you, FCC. And we are almost getting there now. We are almost getting there. We are almost getting there. I have just one more story, one more report to talk about before we call it a day on today's program. I especially want to appreciate Ojo Ebolu. I can see your comments here on Facebook, and that is a good one. Saying their actions should be for corrective measure, but instead they rather arrest for what they just need to correct. They need to be cautioned. And she's talking about the task force, because sometimes they do things that really piss Lagosians off, and that is actually saying so much negative things about civil servants in Lagos, and we need to be very, very careful. We need to get this right.
My journey through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different people's ways. I was born where the sun never sets and never rises. I was born where the heat is like a second skin. Crying on the streets, automobiles are making noise, the land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. The forefathers are calling me and never tire, never weak in the fight.
Yes, oh yes, and it is almost time that we'll draw the curtain. But before we go, let me quickly state that Lagos court jails a businessman 7 years for 28 million naira fraud. Lagos court has jailed a businessman for 28 million naira fraud, and the Justice Mojisola Dada of the Lagos State Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, has convicted and sentenced a businessman, James Onyejekwe of Kainos Exploration and Producing Company Limited, over a 28 million naira fraud. The judge also ordered that Kainos Exploration and Producing Company Limited be wound up with its asset forfeited to the federal government. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, had filed a 5-count amended charge bordering on stealing, issuance of toed checks, and obtaining money by false pretense. According to the prosecution, the convict in February 2018, wow, just like I said earlier, every day for the thief and one day for the owner. And that is why we need to stay away from criminal activities. You may be scaling through now, but time will come that monkey will go market and will not return. And this is what is happening here. So according to the prosecutor or the prosecution, the convict in February 2018 obtained 10 million naira from the nominal complaint, Mrs. Augustina Ofoegu, under the guise of an investment in the company, with a promise of a 250% return within 60 days. This is like, what do we call it? ID borrowing, what do we call it? MMM. Is that not it? That a Ponzi scheme. So, Yorubas will say, any wafa, onwofo, within the pace of 60 days. And we also need to be careful. Yes, an advice to you too. We also need to be careful when you are seeing investment that is too sweet to be true, that is too good to be true, then you need to take a walk. You get that? You need to take a walk so that in the long run, you will not fall a victim. And at this juncture, I want to thank everybody that has been part of this program, the producer, Olanireti Ololade, and my wonderful colleague here who has also been on the cursor, Ido Shodia. I want to say a big thank you to all our listeners and viewers outside there. This program, My Lagos Experience, is open to sponsorship and it holds every Friday like this from 12 noon. I hope to be here same time, same station by the special grace of God next week. If you have anything to say, our doors are open. Concerning Lagos, you want to share your Lagos experience, you have the right studio to approach. Ifako Radio, from here to the world. And I remain yours truly, Olanireti Olusegun, the mayor of Lagos City. See you next week by the special grace of God.